Tracy with the good heels on. Let me tell you about my day, it won't be real long. Woke up to a Red Bull before I wash my face.
So I am getting ready to record a podcast. So I've been doing my whole let's get prepared for the new year, and instead of like limiting that to just my writing, I'm of course using that to try to affect the rest of my life. One part of it is my representation in comics and related media, pop culture, blurred podcast space. And I find myself in this space where I'm like hyper focused on one part of my life, be it the writing or whatnot, and then it'll switch and I'll be hyper focused on the other part, be it the blurred stuff, then I'll be hyper focused on another, and I'm trying to find a way to spread those out a little bit more evenly. So I do have a lot of things planned to go into writing, different videos, podcasts, and actually drafting, but like I've laid out a plan, and I'm finding that this is helping me a bit better. So I have two episodes of the podcast that I'm going to be recording, and I have them kind of laid out. I still have a bit more fine tuning to do, but even within that, I'm satisfying that like writer itch, because I'm able to like craft this narrative or craft this these bare bones of a story, and still so that is my plotter brain, which is like putting out the bones of what this show should be, and then my pantser brain allows me to just kind of go in and fill in those blanks, of course with the necessary and required research involved. But that's what I'm doing now, and I'm really excited because what I've found is that when it gets to like a weekend or a couple days off, or a time when I have a large amount of time, for some reason I do not always utilize all that time. And so I made it a point to like get into that kitchen, clean everything. I was dog tired, but I said, you know what, if I do all this, I'll reward myself with being able to podcast. So hopefully in the next, I'm gonna give it about 2 hours to get a lot of this done, because these are pretty low stakes episodes. Like I have some that are very detailed where I'm going through and I'm getting all my research together, getting images together, getting articles and whatnot. But these ones that I'm putting out lend themselves more to like a chill, calm, just conversation. And I plan on doing that and getting that done, and I say 2 hours. It's probably not going to take me that long. Much like with all of this, a lot of the work and the time goes into the editing, but I've been podcasting for almost a decade now, so this is really second nature to me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and podcast and do all that and set up the episodes and the releases and all that other good stuff. So I don't know, that's what I'm doing now, and then I'll hopefully before the end of the night I'll get to some more writer stuff. But right now this is my focus, is getting this blurty podcast stuff up and going. So see you later. So I did the podcasting from last night, and it worked out. I'm very hyper-focused, intentional, got a lot of stuff done. So I did the podcasting, I did the editing, I did the marketing, I did the artwork, I did the script, like all that's done. So kudos to me, because a lot of times I wait until the last minute. But that being said, I have a few more things to take care of today. So I do have some like cleaning and stuff to do. Recently brought a rug, which grown people victories. I brought a rug, and so I'm like, let me move this space around. So though I am going to do some formatting and do some stuff to advance the plot of the book, I have to get some housework done, and I also have a play that I may be going to tonight. It's a younger family member, little, I don't know kids' ages, I don't 11, 14, who knows, but there's a play, so I may be going to that a little bit later. So I'm trying to be as productive as possible before then so that if I don't feel like really doing anything after, I won't really beat myself up. So that's what I'll be doing now. Podcast was a success. Got a lock on the plans and errands for today. Need to eat because I definitely forgot to eat yesterday. And yeah, get into some writer stuff.
Don't need all the energy if I'ma see this day. Work hard, play hard, work hard, repeat. Free soul, repetition, so hard for me. I focus on payoff and often that don't come round. And I can't be myself too often.
So I have like 40 more things to do. My internal GPS is thrown off. Where am I? Actually, nope, this is right. This is right. I think, yeah, whatever. I don't know. So I have a few more things to take care of. It has been a very long morning, and I am still trying my best to stay optimistic because I'm tired. So I'm listening to this podcast, this young lady talking about varying storylines, like juggling and managing various storylines in your work. And I'm pretty confident in my writing. Of course, everyone needs to go through the editing process, and nothing's perfect. Everything could be a little bit better. So that's not something that I'm truly like concerned with, but I like to hear other people's perspective, because even if I listen to this and I gain nothing from it because everything she's saying I already know, I still like the idea of getting that information from another source. I don't know this woman. Additionally, I mentioned in a vlog before about wanting to immerse myself in writer things at all times. So even while running errands and doing all this fun adult stuff, I am just trying to keep that on the loop in the background. I love me some music. I'm constantly playing music, but I'll sacrifice some music for listening to some other authors' voices. I watched a few vlogs earlier today while like doing stuff at the house, and I would say it truly does make a difference. It truly does. I am always anxious to put pen to paper or put fingers to keys, but I think that anxiousness to get back at it is amplified for me by, like, again, immersing myself in this writer stuff, because you could quite easily just say, oh, I want to write, oh, I want to work out, oh, I want to take that trip, and then like that be the end of it, the fact that you declared it. But for me, being watching these videos, listening to these podcasts, and just being in this writer space has been helping out a lot. So even while doing these errands, I'm like in my notes app on my phone. I got me a little note card that I'm like jotting some stuff down, and I kind of don't. Well, whatever. So that's it. That's my check-in. I'll see y'all in a bit.
Hi, Frederick. I'm Hillary. Nice to meet you.
So, oh shit. So I'm not going to the play.
I'm with whatever. I'm with everything.
Okay, so I'm back home. I ate. And I am getting into the story. But I just saw a video, and I'll insert it here, but it's essentially this young lady who is complaining, or I don't say complaining, you know, she's giving her take on 3-star reviews. And her issue is that no book should ever get a 3-star review because of the time and energy it takes. Whatever. I'll just play the video.
PSA, if you are rating books lower than a 3, you are the asshole. Let me tell you why. I have been writing my book, for like, I don't know, 3-4 months now. I'm like hundreds of thousands of words in, 120,000. It is so motherfucking hard. And if someone has not only written, but also edited and published a book, minimum 3 stars. I don't care how much you hate it, give it 3 stars, because those authors deserve it. It is hard motherfucking work.
Now, I have been writing my whole life, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, everybody is not going to like my work. Now, part of it could be the obvious of being a man, being black, writing stories, not having the perspective as other folks. But then I think the larger part of that is, even with the things that may turn someone off to my writing, it's the fact that not everyone likes everything. You didn't like every single cartoon that came on as a kid. You didn't like every single person who had a crush on you in grade school. You didn't like every single professor that you had in college just because you had them. And that take in Homegirl's video felt really, really entitled. I don't know where people get this idea that because you have put in work, you are automatically owed something. That is so odd to me. And again, I'm like, I don't know what to blame that on. I have a few ideas of what it could be, but I say all that to say, writing a book and getting a 1 or 2 star review, it's probably very upsetting. I know I'd be like, damn, I done got this 1, 2 star review. But to act as if you're entitled to get a 3-star review, one, let's back it up a little bit further. You have to figure out what is success for you. What does success look like? So for one person, it could be selling 5 books. For another, it could be being on the New York Times bestseller list. For another, it could be simply getting the book done. Another, it could be 100 5-star reviews. But you have to figure out what part or what aspect or what thing, what does the success look like for you as an author? And also, what does failure look like? And really grapple with, if you were to hit that success, what's next? Are you content with being there? Do you want more? And then also, equally as important, if you hit that rock bottom of unsuccessful, what does that look like for you going forward? I don't know, man. This idea that because something took time to make, it has to be revered is very odd to me. As someone who has been reviewing media for my whole life, but like as a content creator for like, again, nearly a decade, that is so weird to me, because by that logic, every movie that gets made should at least get a 3-4 star review. Every piece of artwork that's created. And the thing is, all of this is subjective. It's not like math. I can't just say 5 stars to the equation 2 + 2 because it equals 4, 5 stars to that. And then like, well, I don't know, that equation deserves a 3, because it doesn't matter. It's factually the thing that it is. Like, so that's weird. But with art, it is subjective. I could write the most poetic, beautiful purple prose, the greatest period piece, the most phenomenal, paranormal, supernatural, vampire, gothic, and it just may not be the taste of everyone. And then another thing that really shocks me with that video is, you have put forth the work, the time and effort to let this be well, I don't know if this is a career for her, your career, your hobby, but something you've pursued. Have you not also taken into account the negatives, or not even the negatives, just the culture in that space? For example, I love comics. I love comic books. My whole bookshelf just full of trade paperbacks, collected editions and all that. I know that an issue that I'm going to run into with comics is probably going to be continuity, especially in the older comics. I know that I'm probably going to run into some issues of representation with black and brown folks, with color, like the actual color on the page. I know that with indie comics, I'm probably going to get closer to what I desire than with like the big 3, big 5, whatever the number is now. And I also know that with adaptations, more than likely, I'm going to get something that's dated, like Iron Man and Thor. And dated, meaning that they've been around for quite some time, and then they're translated onto screen versus, say, like, I don't know, a black character. Like, those are things that I know. So yes, I can have my issues and critiques within that space, but I understand what's going on. Being an author, being a writer, being someone who's putting out content, you have to know. Like, you have to know that everyone's not going to rate you more than 3 stars, because you yourself wouldn't do that. I mean, if you would do it for the show and for the public, okay, fine. But you are not the person making that video or having that take. At this point in your life, be you 30, 40, 28 or whatever, you have not liked every single piece of art that you've consumed your entire life. Children know what they like and what they don't like, and they'll tell you. So I just find it really odd that you feel entitled, that there's this take of feeling entitled to a 3-star review when the reviews are really for the readers. I am so excited for my work, the work I've been putting in. I can't wait to release this book, but I do understand there's a possibility that for every 5 people that like my book, there may be 20 who hate it. That's something you have to be aware of. Now, I don't want to act as if you can't be frustrated or upset at getting a less than 3-star review. But I think you have to really figure out how you're going to move publicly, because a lot of things that happen online in tons of different niches and industries would be better served being a group chat, being a text message to your best friend, venting to a family member, because coming on here publicly and not considering what that message looks like to other people is very odd. And I'm not even saying everyone has to get it right all the time. Mistakes are going to happen. People are going to be misinterpreted. It's just the nature of being human. But to act as if, or to have this idea that you deserve 3+ stars for simply doing the work, I don't know. There is a there was a tweet I saw, and I do not remember. Oh, I'll have to see if I saved it. If so, I'll put it on screen. Where this person said, authors have to do more than just show up. Like, that's the bare minimum. And it's clearly shown through that video. You show up by writing the book. You show up by getting your book out. Like, that's the bare minimum, because if you don't show up, no one knows about your book. There are no reviews. But when you show up, the book also has to be good. And though good is subjective, if more people that read that genre in that space or that type of book and they don't like it, then, you know, they don't like it. So I don't know. I just thought that was quite odd. I saw that video and I was like, this is very strange. This is a very strange take to have. And I'm not one who really comments a lot on these types of conversations, takes and whatnot, because they're constantly happening online all day in and day out. Every few business days, there's a new trend, a new person who's the main character when you don't want to be. But like, this one really hit me because I'm like, man, you're not deserving of excellent, wonderful ratings and reviews simply by doing the work. The work has to be good. And if you're not getting in front of the people who think that your work is good, then it will be reflected in your reviews. So, I don't know. I'm going to wrap stuff up here. But, man, this was interesting. I'll say that.
As soon as I get off, I'm going to kick it with all the